Coming to the Tainted Tavern, come sit a while for free. We talk about our musings and devices we've been using.
Hello and welcome to the Tainted Tavern. You're on YouTube, where all the insanity in the world seems to gather together. You know, I've been trying to build this YouTube channel now for a number of years. And the more I browse on YouTube, and I do it a lot, looking at different channels, and I found a lot of channels that I'm a massive fan of, some great stuff, with a wide range of subjects, sort of film reviews, book reviews, beer reviews, whiskey reviews. But there's so much weird shit on YouTube, isn't there? Which is good from my perspective, because regarding weird shit, I fit in quite well. Now, lately I've been watching some absurd videos reviewing junk food. The type of things you can buy from a supermarket, such as this, a Rustler's cheeseburger. It's just bizarre, isn't it? You know, it's gone quite crazy. But I'm trying to build up my channel, trying to get viewers, trying to get subscribers. Not only because I enjoy doing these videos and I hope they're entertaining, and everyone's opinion is as valid as anyone else's opinion, so we can all talk about different types of things, and maybe something we say will influence someone to experiment. I mean, I review pipe tobaccos, which is dreadfully out of vogue at the moment, all forms of smoking. But I review pipe tobaccos, I review whiskies, I review beer reviews. I don't do tatty burger reviews, although I'm going to eat this now. I do quite enjoy these Rustler burgers, but today I'm going to talk about a porter beer, and that is St. Peter's Plum Porter. And because of my age now, I need to put my glasses on to check the ABV of this. So this is 5.0%. It's a porter. A porter now, full disclosure, I didn't know what a porter was until I started to experiment with craft beers. All I knew about beer was bitter, pale ale, mild ale, lager, things like that. I was not by any stretch of the imagination an expert on beers. In fact, I knew nothing about beers except you could get them in the local pub, and if you drank enough of them, you'd get hammered, which I do enjoy getting hammered. So anyway, I'm a little bit more knowledgeable now about beer styles. I mean, for instance, I know what an IPA is, I know it comes from the India Pale Ale. I know about beer styles, and I know basically what a porter is now. Limited knowledge, limited intelligence certainly, but a porter is an old-fashioned style of beer, and it was named because this was the beer of the working classes, the railway porters. So that's where the name comes from. Now this St. Peter's Plum Porter, with a sweet porter with hints of jammy dams and a black currant, is sort of, if you sort of mated let's just say a bitter beer and a stout, and took these two fellas out and got them a bit drunk and got them in a sexy mood, so they got together. Then if they got together, then a result would probably be a porter. That's my explanation anyway for what a porter is, and it's as good as any other. But historically you can read the actual origin of the porter, where the name comes from. So I'm just going to pour this porter out into this glass now. An Hobgoblin branded glass. Hobgoblin used to be a fantastic craft beer company once upon a time, but they bought out now, and they're all corporate, and the beers have lost a little something. So one moment. So now I'm preparing my fast food. What I usually do to eat this is because I love mustard, proper English mustard though, not that French stuff that pretends to be mustard, no, only Coleman's English mustard. I'm going to smear a good helping of this mustard, reasonable helping, over the burger. So that really makes your eyes water when you're eating it. And the cheese which comes in the Rustler, cheap bit of cheese, cheap bit of rubbish cheese. Just open the wrapper. And this is probably the worst cheese in the world, isn't it? It's cheap cheese. And it's dropped on the floor. So, I'm not going to eat that now, but what I am going to do, British cheddar, greatly mature cheddar out of the... So that'll probably improve the burger experience somewhat. So I'm just going to sprinkle that over there. Then you get what Rustler call their signature sauce. So I'm going to get a scissors, cut that open. There we have it. And smear it on top of my burger. Chuck my top of my burger back on. Yeah, I can't believe I'm reviewing Oh, and I'm also going to add some Heinz hot ketchup, a chili hot ketchup as well, to give it a little bit of a swivel around, to give it a little bit more oomph. So that's my burger done. Let's pour the rest of the porter, which is the main part of this review. I do hope you can, you know, because I'm risking destroying my taste buds with this stuff. I hope you can subscribe, like, and give me a thumbs up on this video. One thing I will say about St. Peter's Plum Porter, which is brewed by St. Peter's Brewery, and what I will say about this is the bottle designs are rather old school and rather attractive. I do like these designs. Even though with the bird on the top there, the blackbird or crow, whatever it is there, on top you can almost be mistaken for thinking this is from Robinson's Breweries. Okay, so let's take a look at the porter. So it's very black, looking very much like a stout, although when you hold it up to the light you do get a reddy kind of glow, which you don't get with a stout. And just to go off on a tangent on a moment, which is something that I always do on this channel, I watched an animated film last night and it absolutely blew me away. Now I grew up, my childhood was the 70s, the 80s, when there was a big distinction between live action film or TV and animated, so cartoons. Cartoons were for kids, live action tended to be more towards the adult end of the spectrum. But that was until sort of the late 80s maybe, and I started to become aware of Japanese animation, as known as anime, and the complexities that could be involved with animation, you know. So these days, obviously, I don't think animation, cartoons, are for kids, and you know, necessarily live action is for adults. There is no distinction. Some animation can be incredibly complex. And I watched a Batman movie, an animated movie, last night called Gotham by Gaslight, which was the first movie that the DC Universe did. It was based on a comic book series, the Elseworlds series, where they reimagined their iconic characters in different settings. So this was Batman in a Victorian setting, pitted against Jack the Ripper. And you know, it fucking blew me away. I did read the original comic book of Gotham by Gaslight back in the day, as I've always been a big comic book reader. But they changed the solution in the Gotham by Gaslight animated movie, changed the identity of the Ripper, and it was a massive improvement. I know this is old, it's a fair few years old, but I'm not going to give you a spoiler and tell you who the Ripper was. But what I will say is it'll blow your fucking socks off. The whole thing also looked fantastic, the way the Victorian setting was envisaged, and the steampunk Batman was the epitome of cool. Really recommend Gotham by Gaslight. Okay, let's take a sip of the porter now. So it's billed as a plum porter, and it is rather fruity, kind of blackcurrant, a touch of strawberry. Let's try our Rustler's burger, which you can get in the supermarket sort of for £1. So what are you going to get for £1? I mean, you can get these things in the supermarket for £1. I can't believe I'm reviewing this nonsense food. I'm only doing this basically to be ironic, because I've seen channels dedicated to reviewing this sort of thing, and I'm thinking, what a load of shit. But I'm going to have a go, because it may not be shit. One man's shit is another man's treasure, isn't that the saying? Or it's something like that, isn't it? I'm paraphrasing. but Rustler's The Essential Cheeseburger. Put on the old eyes. The Essential Cheeseburger with a rich tomato relish. Of course, I added a lot of mustard into that and a hot Heinz tomato sauce, a kind of chili sauce. And so it's going to change the taste. But that doesn't matter because this stuff, it's nonsense, isn't it? Get into me burger. That's nice. But of course, that's because it's a cheap, highly processed burger, probably completely bad for you. It's a bread roll, but I've added so much English mustard, which I love, and a hot tomato sauce. It's a totally different experience to what you think. So these things, pound in the supermarkets. Quick burger, bung it in the microwave, toast the bread roll a little bit, and you've got a meal. Add all the shit you want to add. If you're a mustard lover like myself, add all that. Let's go back to the porter. All jokes aside, this is a decent porter. It's a decent beer. It is fruity. You are getting that blackcurrant, even strawberry taste, and damsel, yes. Very creamy, nice rich mouthfeel. It looks absolutely beautiful in the glass. I don't know how well you can see that. And it's a good accompaniment to a bit of coronary heart attack in bread. I mean, who knows, maybe if you ever need nonsense junk foods could catch on. Come back, see me talk about cornflakes, pot noodle, refreshers. Remember those chews? Refreshers? We used to love those. Once you chewed a lot of it and you got through the centre, you had a burst of sherbet. I used to love those when I was a kid. So anyway, that's it for now. Please give us a thumbs up. Leave a comment below. Tell me what absurdities you'd like to see me review in the future. Would you like to one day see? Welcome to the Tainted Tavern, and today we're talking about Branston Pickle Original. Hi, welcome to the Tainted Tavern. Let's talk drinking chocolate. Welcome to the Tainted Tavern. What tastes the worst, pot noodle or Yorkshire tea? Stay tuned. Find out. So, leave some comments down below. Tell me what you'd like to see me review on this channel. I mean, there's still a serious side to this channel. I like to promote my own writing, obviously. And I will take on serious subjects from time to time. And also review subjects seriously. The whiskey for a start. I like to talk about the actual influences of the wood on the finished whiskey. I like to talk about how blended whiskies are not necessarily inferior to single malts. So I do take on to some serious issues, but sometimes it's just a bit of nonsense like this, isn't it? And anyway, this burger's okay. I mean, what it would taste like without the mustard and the better cheese that came with it. Although the dog, Sherlock there, enjoyed the cheese I dropped on the floor. So, please like, click, enjoy yourself, and have a good day. Cheers, Yaki Da, see you soon.
Coming to the Tainted Tavern, come sit a while for free. We talk about our musings and devices we've been using.